Welcome to the ARC Energy Research Institute video series. You're with your hosts, Jackie Forrest and Peter Terzakian. And today we're talking about Peter's most recent write-up around looking at the supply chain for batteries.
Yeah, we're looking at the implications of progressively more aggressive electric vehicle and battery adoption curves versus the resources that are available to be able to build those batteries.
And so you said that some people are saying that lithium is the new oil. What does that really mean?
Well, lithium is a principal constituent of an electric vehicle battery, and there are many other constituents like cobalt and nickel and other minerals. But lithium is a principal one, and when people say lithium is the new oil, they're basically alluding to the fact that electric vehicles are supplanting regular vehicles, therefore lithium is in, gasoline, diesel is out.
Right. Now, when we think about the oil industry back in the early days of the automobile, what did it look like in terms of the scale of the industry?
Well, this is the thing, is that the scale up, by virtue of the rapid adoption curves that are being proposed for the electric vehicle industry, are not dissimilar to what we saw 100 years ago. But 100 years ago, when the combustion vehicle came out to replace the horse and buggy, we saw that the oil industry was ready and waiting. I mean, Standard Oil, the big giant at the time, John D. Rockefeller Standard Oil, was estimated to have a market cap of $1 trillion
Wow.
in today's dollar terms.
$1 trillion.
Right,
Yeah.
Ready and waiting to supply the car industry.
And so, already pretty mature, already meeting needs of other industries and other demands.
I mean, by the time the Model T came out, the oil and gas business was in business for over 50 years, first of all with lighting, but then it went into the big, heavy combustion engines, the big ones like marine engines, steam locomotives for railroads. It actually was going downscale. Then came the car, and then we went into garden tools and lawnmowers and things and into hobby engines. So you see sort of downscaling. The oil industry was ready to fuel the adoption of the combustion engine vehicles.
Now look at the batteries, and it seems like the opposite is true.
Well, the opposite is true. I mean, we're scaling up. I mean, if you look at batteries, and by the way, batteries are made of many different constituents depending upon manufacturer, but there is a common thread now with lithium as being a principal constituent, along with elements like cobalt. We're going upscale with the battery industry.
Right, and it's another thing that's similar to the oil industry. To create a new lithium mine or a cobalt mine or any kind of mineral, it's no different than the oil industry.
No.
To go from reserves to production is quite a large investment of time and money.
Yeah, I don't debate. You know, people say there's plenty of lithium in the world. There's plenty of these other minerals in the world. Okay, I don't debate that, but there's plenty of oil in the world too. These are resources that come out of the earth. We should not confuse resources with reserves with production. Okay. The time it takes in the world of resource extraction to go from knowing that there is all the stuff in the earth crust to proving it up into reserves that can be financed, to building the infrastructure, the mines, the electrical power lines, the supply chains, the processing facilities, to bring into production, then to make something like a battery, that can take 10 years.
So what does this all mean for the outlook for electric vehicles?
Well, it's for electric vehicles and also for oil demand, because the two are related. And we're seeing progressively more aggressive adoption forecasts for electric vehicles. And I'm suggesting that we have to think about the upstream supply side in the supply chain from mine to wheels much more carefully, because there is a limit to how fast you can bring this stuff out of the ground and pull on the Earth's resources. So, you know, take these forecasts and with a grain of salt and put more attention in the upstream.
Right, so watch those signposts around where the batteries or capacity is going and the upstream supply chain. So that concludes our video series from the ARC Energy Research Institute, and please tune in again next time.